That ain't a trick question. What do y'all say, brothers? Is it more brown people on the earth than it is white people? They say yeah. It's more brown people on the earth. So what did those white people get together and do? They said we must do what? Oppress them. Unless they rise up and overtake us. You know how they oppress black people? Look how they oppress black people. They made us believe that Rastafarianism was of God.
Here we go.
They made us believe that Islam was of God.
Bring it
They
up.
made us believe that Christianity was of God. They said, we gotta wait to oppress all these black people. We're gonna enslave them and make them think that their savior is white, so they will no longer rise up against us. Now look at this. So now we're going back to how we got to this side of the world and see what the Bible says. Read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So here's the question. When the Israelites heard that God said, I would send you back under Pharaoh in Egypt, they thought they was going back into what? Freedom or? They was going back into freedom or slavery?
Well, it depends. If they go with the new king,
It would have
whatever
been
the new king territory is, they go back into the oppressed.
back to the oppressed, back to being slaves, right? They would have back being slaves.
If they go back,
If they go back.
that territory.
Okay, so let's read it again. With
That's
that,
how you say this worship.
in Egypt. So let's read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee.
You end up talking about slavery. That
Now let's see.
Those conversations, those documents again. If you go back into that territory,
It would have been oppression,
who was able to
slavery.
live, like how Moses was able to live, what they say,
Let me show you something. Before you go.
Pharaoh was able to live.
People in slavery.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's read it again.
With that king.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So if they would go back to Egypt, they would go back into slavery. In that territory. Now listen to how God said that we would go into it. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
How did you say the Bahamians get to? How? But who is God talking to right here?
The people
What people?
on the ships.
What people? What race of people is he talking to? You just said earlier, because they was in Egypt. What was their name?
The black nations.
What was their name in Egypt? They were Israel, right? Now read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
How did the Bahamians get over here?
Some was already here.
Bahamians. I ain't talking about the Nubians. I'm talking about the Bahamians. How did you get here from Africa?
From ship.
For what? Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
Slavery again.
If you go back in the
with ships.
With what?
With ships.
How did we get here to the west coast of the western hemisphere? With ships. Now check this out. In more detail. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Tell me the Bahamian nation that went back to Africa. No, because you still here. You still here in Freeport. Ain't nothing free about Freeport. You paying import tax. You gotta pay for cars that are made in America. Ain't nothing free in Freeport.
Bring it up.
You still slaves on an island that your ancestors was brought to hundreds of years ago, and you ain't never went nowhere. God said you were what?
Not.
And
Ye shall not.
ye shall not see it no more again.
You will never see where you came from again. You still here where they brought you, where the British brought you. Just like African Americans are still in the country where they went to as slaves. God said you would never see where you came from again. You would come here as slaves, you would die here as slaves. Now keep reading. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Now was the Bahamians free? Was they walking around free in Freeport? Or was they sold to the British?
No, they wasn't so British.
They was what? They were sold to the British. This is history. This is the Bahamian history.
Bring it out.
But where we read about this Bahamian history at? Am I reading out of the Quran? Am I reading out of the book of Confucius? Am I reading out of a science book right now? What book am I reading out of? What book? Huh? But what's the whole book called? The Bible. I'm reading the Bahamian history out of the Bible. Read it. Hold on, read it again.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemy.
The Bahamians were sold to the British.
No,
they were your enemies. Yeah, they read. You know how? This is how much we know about your history. That's why we came over here. The native Indians that lived here in the Lucayan, they were ran out of Freeport. And guess who they replaced them with? You. You got here in slave ship, right?
No, I ain't gonna
Yes, you did. Your ancestors did.
No.
Yes, they did. You just said it.
No, I say, but in the nation, slaves and
You.
every ship was slaves.
You.
No, not every
Your ancestors were slaves here. You can deny it because of history. You didn't get here by no plane.
Yeah, I come back on the plane.
Nah, you bullshitting this now. Keep reading.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemy.
God said you would be sold to the white man. You would be sold to the white man. You Israelites. You would be sold to the white man, and then you would start being in. You would start being in Rastafarianism. You would be in Baptist. You would be in Mormon. You would be a Pentecostal. You would be in Islam. All of that stuff is not of God. Y'all can't find Rastafarianism in the Bible. Y'all can't find it. What's that dude's name? Haile Selassie. He was not sent by God. Haile Selassie is not the Lion of Judah. Haile Selassie is not the Lion of Judah. Huh?
He said a blue-eyed man.
Blue-eyed man is the devil. That's who he is. And then Haile Selassie is the devil right along with him. Because he made up y'all made him king over a false religion. Y'all made him king. He didn't want that. Haile Selassie didn't want that. Y'all made him that. Because if he was a king, he wouldn't have ran to the British for protection.
Bring it up.
From Mussolini, the Italians.
If he was a god.
Right, if he was a god, he would have died of colon cancer, pancreas cancer. But now, let's get back to the children of Israel. Read on, read it again.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemy.
That's our history. Read.
For born men
Slave man
and born women.
and slave women. That's the history of the Freeport. Now, here's the question. Now I got a question for you. I got a question for you about my Russell brother, the YouTube brother in the wheelchair. Why did God let the British take us into slavery?
British didn't take us into slavery. What you talking about?
Why do you speak the British tongue then? Why do you speak like the Queen of England?
That's okay.
That's okay, I bet it is. That's okay.
No, all
Why
right.
do you speak like the British? Why do you speak like the English? Why do you speak English right
We
now?
don't
Man?
speak proper English.
Why do you speak English?
We don't speak proper English.
You're speaking some type of English. Why do you speak it? Because you didn't speak it in
We
Africa.
speak in tribe.
I'm going to ask you, why did God let the white man take us into slavery? If we were the children of God, if Jesus looked like us, and he's not Savior, why would he let the white man take us, the Rastas, and all of us, why did he take us into slavery? Why did he let it happen?
That wasn't us.
He don't know. Now let's see. Let's read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28,
Verse 45.
Bring it up.
and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and shall pursue thee.
Is slavery a curse or is it a blessing? Slavery, hard bondage slavery, is that a curse or a blessing? Yeah. Let me show you some pictures. Was this a blessing to our people or was it a curse? Did they say, thank you, Jesus, for putting us in the sugarcane fields? It was a curse. Read it again.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee.
Now let's see why God will place the curse upon black people in Freeport. Read.
And overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Till you be mentally destroyed to deny your own history. He's sitting here denying that Bahamians got to damn Freeport on slave ships. That's history. Even if you didn't read the Bible and you said, how did we get here? If your son said, how did we get to Freeport, Daddy, hundreds of years ago when we came from Africa? Slavery.
Not all.
That's how you have to tell it. That's how you describe it.
So we cannot joy and happiness.
Now watch this. Keep reading.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his his commandment.
No, to be a good Baptist.
To keep his commandment.
Okay, awesome.
I got on that one.
To keep his commandment.
Once you keep his commandments, everything will be okay.
There you go. So he said, so before you go, the reason that he sent us into slavery and we are still suffering oppression, like you said, is because we won't keep God's what? There you go. Now here's the question. Here's the question. Name me some of God's commandments. Because the reason we got in, because if you got a child, you wouldn't just beat his ass and then not tell him why you whooped him. You would tell him what you want him to do, right? God did that in the Bible. He put us into slavery in Freeport and in America, but he told us what he wanted to do. Now you, as the sons of God upon earth, what did God command us to do?
What's going on, fam?
Question.
Not steal.
Thou shalt not steal.
Commit adultery.
Adultery, what you got? Covenant. What else God tells us to do? Thou shalt steal, kill, covet. What else? I can't hear you. I'll tell you one right here. Give me number 1538.
Read that. Listen to this. This is what God commanded us to do.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15.
Go ahead.
Chapter 15 and verse 38.
Yeah.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
That's you. You are from the tribe of Benjamin. You're not West Indian, Bahamian. That's nowhere in the Bible. God calls you an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. Read.
And bid them that they make fringes in the borders of their garments.
That's what your daddy in the heavens told you to do. Your daddy in the heavens told you how to dress. And question, I know y'all got some gray hair, some wisdom upon y'all, got some grays. Are any of y'all older than God?
No.
So that still makes you his what?
Child.
You still his child. So guess what? Guess what the Father told his children to do? Read it again.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
God told you how to dress. Listen to this. God told his sons and his daughters how to dress. Look at this. He told you to put fringes. Look, pay attention. This is why you jacked up now. You worry about everything else instead of God. God told his children how to dress. He said you're supposed to have fringes on the bottom of your clothing. That makes you stand out. Because when you see us, do we look like regular Bahamians walking around here? You know we different because we got on what? Different clothes.
That's right.
Just like the Arab. When you see an Arab in the Saudi prince, the Saudi prince of Arabia, does he dress like black people in America? How's he dress? He dressed like them, right? Like an Arab. You know that he's a Saudi prince by the way he dressed. God is letting us know you are his children. This is how you're supposed to dress. You ain't older than God. None of you are. Stop making you grown and you can defy what God says. Okay, defy what God says. You're going to keep letting these white folks come over here and use up your damn land to start buildings, build businesses. He's going to have a white man build tourism over here just so you can have a job and barely get some crumbs to scrape by. That's what he's going to do. You won't be saved until you start obeying God. That's what he wants you to do. As the children of Israel.
That's right.
Not Rasta man. He don't want you to be Rasta man. He wants you to be an Israelite. Keep the way he told you to dress. Now, here's the question. How did God tell women to dress? Because God just doesn't deal with his sons. He deals with his daughters too. Give me Deuteronomy 22 and 5. All you women out here wearing pants, listen up. You have to follow what God says. You are in the midst of sin.
That's right.
Read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
The woman shall not wear.
You got to slow it down, man. You got to read fast. No context, right? Read it.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
I'm going to ask you all over here. Keep reading.
I'm going to start with the man first and come back to you.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
All right. Now, if you saw a man wearing what belongs to a woman, what would you call that man? What do y'all call them in Jamaica and the Bahamas? What do y'all call men that dress like women? What do y'all call them? Bottle boy. What does he got on? What kind of clothes does he have on? What is he wearing? He got on a what? Huh? He got on a dress. Women wear dresses, right? Read on. Now read the top of it.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now what part of clothing belongs to a man that women shouldn't wear? What should women not be wearing that belongs to men? Huh? Pants! God says a woman should not be wearing pants. They belong to man. And a man should not be wearing a what? A what? A skirt or a dress.
That's right.
Would you talk to a man walking around in a dress? No, you wouldn't. So why do men talk to these women wearing pants? They dress like men. And y'all are here talking to them. And then the women, you don't talk to a man that's wearing a dress because you know that's wrong. God said that you should not be wearing what belongs to them. Don't ever put on a pair of pants. Because look how God thinks about his daughters that wear pants and his sons that wear dresses. Look how he thinks of them.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just didn't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again. 31.
Abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Does he make you the most beautiful thing ever with a pair of pants on? What does God say about a woman that wears pants? What does he say about it? They're what? Read it.
Abomination unto the Lord thy God.
What did he think about women wearing pants? It's a what? It's an abomination. God said, now give me that Jeremiah 44 verse 4. Let's see how God feels about abominations. How he feel about a woman wearing pants or a man wearing a dress. Because he ain't one-sided. He don't want men dressing like women, and he don't want women dressing like men. It's confusion. How does he feel about abominations, and what does he say about it? Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 44 and verse 4. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing.
Do not this abominable thing, like pants is an abomination for a woman. Read.
That I hate.
How does he feel about abominations?
That I hate.
So how does God feel about women in pants? He hates it! The same way he feels about a man wearing a dress. Does he love that? He hates it, right? That means that's one of the commandments that you, as a child of children of Israel, from the tribe of Benjamin, in order to please God, he says you should be wearing pants like men.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example.